Alright. Let's get this video done. Let's see. What do we have tomorrow? What is this? Who is writing this script? Star Wars Battlefront 2 has been out for 6 months, and we're on the second season of DLC. We've seen things changed and added into the game, from heroes to skins and cosmetics, but there's always room for more, and today we're going to talk about the things we'd like to see added into Star Wars Battlefront 2 in the seasons to come. First, let's touch on the leak and rumors that everyone's been talking about. EA and DICE have not abandoned Star Wars Battlefront 2. There will be more content coming in the future, and we already know from the leak that Geonosis is coming in later this year, and it showed in the patch notes for a little bit with a Han Solo season, which I'm taking that at least the content in the leak is accurate. The timeframes, however, may not be, since just like in every job, and for those of you who hold down jobs know, priorities change frequently and can change multiple times per day depending on your boss. As for the number of people working on the game, view making a game like building a house. You need a lot more people to build the actual structure, and when it comes to additions, or finishing a basement let's say, you just need a friend, a couple weekends, and access to Home Depot. So you don't need to keep the same number of devs to work on DLC content that worked on the making of the actual retail version. As for the new content, today is all about things I would love to see added to the game. We'll first start with just some gameplay changes, and then we'll get into some more additions. In the comments, let me know what I missed and what you would like to see come out in Star Wars Battlefront 2. If you're content with the content, make sure just to leave a comment so that way I know you're here. If you're looking for someone to play with, hop over to StarWarsGaming.net. On the forums, you'll find a list of players you can party up with in the Greeny Weenie Master List on the general forums. There's a link in the description down below, and that way you'll have someone to joke with or play Heroes Showdown with if you're looking for a partner. Once you've met a new friend, check out the news section so you can stay up to date with everything coming to Star Wars Battlefront 2. There are several gameplay features I would love to see added to this game, and the most important would be an era or map selector. We know this is in the works but hasn't been released yet. This would be amazing for several reasons. First, with an era selector, you don't need to worry about getting the same maps over and over unless you only play one era. I would love to be able to boot up and play an original trilogy only night, sequel maps the next night, and then Clone War maps when I'm in the mood. This would guarantee not getting the same maps night after night, and along with an era selector, this should just be an overall general playlist, which would just rotate through the eras like we have right now, for those who don't really care what era they're playing, or just want a variety that we currently have. And if era playlists aren't in the near future, a map vote system would also be nice. It could give the next 2 maps that are in the rotation for players to choose from. That way we wouldn't keep playing the same map over and over like you see in Call of Duty, but would allow those in a lobby to decide if a map should be skipped or not. If it ends in a tie, no map is skipped and the rotation could just continue on as normal, and this would allow players to play maps that they actually enjoy instead of suffering through maps that a lot of players don't seem to like. Second would be to fix the matchmaking and add in some form of skill-based matchmaking. I know this is controversial. Some people love it, some don't. But hear me out, since I'm proposing a half skill based system. Each player would first need to be assigned a skill level, and this would be from the stats of each player that have been being tracked but that we can't see yet. By the way, I would love to see my stats. Once each player is assigned a skill level, the lobby fills to the number of players required to start the match, and then the teams are divided to have as close an equal of skill number as possible. So if player A is assigned a skill of 500 and player B is assigned a skill of 450, they would end up on opposite teams. Player C, who would have a skill level of 10, is then assigned to player A's team, bringing that team's total to 510, and player D, who has a skill level of 50, would be assigned to player B's team, bringing that skill level to 500. This process should occur at the end of every round, not the map, to maintain a balance to the team levels, preventing any steamrolling from occurring. This would make it so that sometimes you would have to play attack or defense twice on a map, but overall it would make matches a lot more fun, and we know DICE can do it since they did it back in Battlefield 4 and it was fantastic. Now I hear you saying, what if they're in a party? You can't divide the party. And yes, you don't want to break up parties, but that party should be assigned an average skill level for the players within the party. So if a 500 skill player and a 10 skill player are in a party, they would be assigned a skill level together of 255. Now, of course, this system isn't perfect, but it's rare you'll see 2 players of such vastly different skill levels partied up, since most of the time, players tend to play with others who are equal skill level if they're in a party. I'm sure there's smarter people out there who could also find a way to make this plan better, so put your thoughts in the comments below. Keeping along the lines of parties, I would love to see a party spawn system. Not so much what we have as the squad system in Battlefield. That system has a high annoyance level, especially if you're in a firefight and then all of a sudden 3 people spawn in front of you, or if you spawn into a teammate just to die right away. But a system that would allow you to at least spawn closer to party members. The current system spawns you generally on either the left or right hand side of the map, and while this is nice if you're trying to defend objectives equally, when you're on the attack it can be annoying if you spawn on the opposite side of a location you're wanting to push, or if you're in a party and your friends are on the other side of the map. It slows down the action of the game since you have to spend more time running back to a friend, and that can get a little annoying. If a party spawn or a spawn selector at least was added to both sides, attack and defense, it would again allow for more competitive matches, since if you're losing, let's say the left objective, you could spawn closer to allow a stronger defense or a stronger attack if your team's trying to take it. Now that we've just generally talked about some gameplay items, let's talk about actual additions that we'd like to see to make Star Wars Battlefront 2 even better. The first thing would obviously have to be heroes. Everyone wants different heroes though. There's a lot of people saying Anakin, but honestly, Vader is Anakin, and Vader is the best version of him. So I could do without a new hero that is just another version of one that we already have. I say just add an Anakin skin for Vader and call it good. I'm sure that'll make some of you mad, but that's the way I feel about Sand. Obi-Wan is an obvious one that would be great to have. Now with that, it would make a section of the community mad depending on which version they add. They could either add a Ewan McGregor or an Alec Guinness, and the best thing to do would just be make a skin for both of those two characters, but I'm assuming everyone likes Obi-Wan enough to let the version they add go without too much complaining. I mean, there's gonna be some, but hopefully not too much. A few more obvious ones that I think should be added in are just some more Jedi and Sith from the prequels, like Count Dooku, Mace Windu, and personally, the two I would love to see from prequel Clone Wars content is Ahsoka and Ventress. From the sequels, you could add Hux and Rose, and from the side stories, I guess, the two that are technically prequels, since they happened before A New Hope, you could add Jen Erso and Kira. Kira's in the new Solo movie for those of you who aren't caught up. But again, all of these would be followed by complaints, since everyone prefers a different era, and you know Star Wars fans, we're not divided or opinionated and definitely take everything in stride. Any heroes are always welcome in my book. It opens up more playstyles and options is a great thing to have, and that's primarily what I want added into the game. Another thing I would love to see is just some more enforcer options for the light side. The dark side is great since each era has a different enforcer, but the light side only has Wookiees. I don't know why there are so many Wookiees running around since they're enslaved after the Battle of Kashyyyk. It would be nice to just add some more options, and even for the options that we currently have. Maybe allow some changes to their kits. So if you're playing an enforcer, you should be able to select from 2 to 3 weapons, allowing different playstyles for those enforcers. They each should have 2 different styles of grenades, one for troopers, one for vehicles, and also star cards to edit their abilities much like a regular trooper class. This would make them all have more variety, and you wouldn't be identical to another enforcer that's currently in the game. This would also improve the pick rate for those sitting on a ton of battle points hoping to get a hero, since you would be able to change the enforcers around to better match what you want them to do. You could do the same for jet troopers or rocket troopers, allowing them to have more weapon choices to fit any playstyle. Currently, I try to avoid rocket troopers, since if you're on the dark side, I don't want to run a heavy style weapon, since heavy's just generally not my playstyle, so I don't pick them. And the last addition that is always a good move is new maps. Now we are going to get a new map most likely in June, since the planet Hope is being added into the game. But maps are the most important thing for any game to survive. They're the environment that we run around in, and they add the most variety into the game. If maps are well designed and plentiful, it keeps the game fresh for longer, since you're able to play different levels each time you boot up Star Wars Battlefront 2, unless you're constantly doing marathon sessions. By adding in new maps or even different levels within the maps that we already have, it would allow players to 1. Play longer, since they wouldn't repeat the same maps over and over, and 2. It would bring players back night after night, since you can play a different map each time. If you enjoyed this video or just want to show some support, give that like button a click and then subscribe if you haven't already. We have new videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and streams on Tuesdays, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Central. There won't be a stream this Thursday, the 24th, since that's the night I am going to go see Solo, so I apologize for those of you who watch the streams. I do greatly appreciate the time you took to watch this video. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in game.